Morning, everybody. Hope you're well and warm wherever you are. You can just pop in the chats where you are from, and just a big thank you for everyone being here today. I hope you enjoy the topic, and a big thank you to Almri at Small Business Help Desk for giving us and me the opportunity to start out with these 30-minute masterclasses. I'm going to go through a lot of content today, but you will get the recording, you'll get the presentation, and I'm going to just jump right into it. Today's topic is really about how to respond rather than react under pressure. Okay, so again, the SBH platform, it's really for small business owners, but this is really open to anybody. I love it that anybody can attend. So whether you're a business owner or an entrepreneur, or you're a manager, or you manage a team, or it's really just about managing yourself, thank you for being here and spending this 30 minutes with me. Okay, for those that don't know me, just quickly, I am Tamara Al-Hanassi. I own a small business called Ever Journey Wellness and Coaching. I am an executive coach. I'm a wellness counselor listed with the ASCHP. I'm a mindfulness practitioner as well as an NLP practitioner. Very passionate about helping people to find calm, to be able to work and thrive in pressurized environments. And really today is like a quick toolkit where hopefully you get some tools and tips and techniques of how can you be more intentional when something stresses you out. Okay, so I'm just going to go quickly through the slides. Again, right, the slides are there just to guide me, but really this is for anyone, whether you're a leader, whether you're a manager, whether you're an individual, just finding yourself in a space of overwhelm, of stress, of pressure. And if you're feeling pressure, can you just put it in the chats? How are you feeling today? Do you feel pressurized? Do you feel stressed? Do you feel things are a little bit hectic on your end? I'd love to see just some notes if you don't mind. I'm hoping I can see the chats. Where's the chats? Where's the chats? Dun, dun, dun. Guys, how's everyone feeling quickly? Are you overwhelmed? Are you stressed? Are we feeling good? Are we feeling cold, drained? Okay, Melissa, donkey. Stressed, hectic, and fatigued. Ooh. Yeah, no, the fatigue. We'll talk about that a little bit. Anyone else? And if you're feeling good, you can also say, I'm feeling good. Too few hours in a week, so much to do. Yeah, excited to be here. Thank you, Mary. I feel stressed and overwhelmed. Abdullah, like the proverbial duck. I almost read the other word. I'm feeling great, a lot on the go, but I'm feeling calm. Titswalo, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I am a Satsidi from Chubby's nursery, feeling stressed and exhausted. Yeah. Okay, thank you for being open. Really appreciate those comments. Okay, so what are you going to learn today? We're going to talk a little bit about stress, pressure, how it affects our performance. I'm going to give you some tools, just basically how you can rather respond than react when you're feeling stressed out. Okay, so today's session, this is just a quick overview. We're going to talk about stress and pressure. We're going to talk about recognizing the early signs of emotional reactivity. Sorry, if you are not on mute, just put yourself on mute. Thank you. And then we're going to talk a little bit around some techniques that you can use to help you regulate your emotions when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling stressed. And then there's a simple framework that I'm going to take you through in the end, just to help you. Okay, but I will talk about some tools and techniques as quickly as I can, because again, we've only got 30 minutes. I'm doing well, 3 minutes in. Awesome. Okay, everybody good? Everybody still excited? Everybody still with me? Give me hearts, give me kisses. Come, guys. Yay. Awesome. I got a thumbs up. All right. So what's the difference, guys? We hear the word a lot. We hear pressure. We hear stress. Are they the same? Are they not the same? Thank you, Tabocha, for your claps. Awesome. I got some hearts. Donkey Susan. I got a heart there. All right. So what's the difference between stress and pressure? And sometimes people might confuse them. Are they very interlinked? I just want for this masterclass to explain the difference between pressure and stress. Okay. Pressure is basically the external demands, the things that are outside of our control. It could be a deadline. It could be a difficult conversation. It could be a whole lot of things that is just a lot, okay? But pressure is good. We need pressure, okay? It can be motivating. It's not always a bad thing. It helps us perform. It helps us do what we need to do. Stress, on the other hand, you need to think of it as like, how do I cope, right? It is normally a good thing as well. We need stress, otherwise we wouldn't perform. But when the stresses are too much, let's say it's overwhelming, you are not looking after yourself, that's when you react more emotionally. Okay, so normally you hear the term fight or flight, and I'll go into that a little bit more. But when the pressure is too much, right, our reaction is stress, we get very reactive. Okay, so here, anybody that knows they are very reactive and they really react to things that's outside of their control, just tell me in the chats, yes, I feel like I react more than I respond. Are you reactive? Yep. Donkey. Hello, Julie. She says, yep. Anyone else wants to be honest? Someone that reacts, smallest thing put you off? It's a safe space. Absolutely. Donkey Patsy. Hello, lovely. A few triggers that makes me from zero to disaster. Absolutely. The smallest thing can make you lose your SHI. Let me not complete that. Okay, so what happens under stress and pressure? So we're just looking at this curve very quickly. I want you to look at this curve. We've got stress, okay, and we've got performance. This green area, this is a beautiful area, okay? When you have little stress and you're in control, you've got the resources available to you, you're in control, you're in the green area. It's very laid back, you get to what you need to do, and it's an awesome space to be in. Okay, your performance increases because you're catching up, you've got deadlines, but you're under control, everything's hunky-dory. And there's a point where there's additional pressure or additional stress. Look at the yellow area. Okay, you can see here it's going up, performance is increasing, and there's a point where you get tired. Okay, when you get tired, normally we keep pushing. We want to perform, we want to do our best, we keep going. And there, at a point, we get tired and we don't rest. You see here, too much stress, too much pressure, our performance drops. And when our performance drops, we get anxious, we get angry with ourselves, we get more reactive. Okay, we panic. And at this point, if we don't rest, we don't take time out, we break down. And then actually our performance just totally drops. Okay. So we need to manage our stress here between fatigue, taking rest, looking after ourselves before we get to exhaustion, before we panic, and before we burn out. All right. In our body, what happens when something stresses us out? And I'm just going to use a very simple example. You get an email from your CEO. Come to my office. What's going to happen? You're going to think the worst thing. You're going to have heart palpitations. You're going to get sweaty palms. You're going to start thinking, oh gosh, I'm in trouble. I've done something wrong. Okay. Now here is where I want you to start thinking, how can you respond differently? Okay. Everybody with me? The problem here, if we are not resting, if we're not taking time, if we don't have the tools, the resources, we will always react. We won't respond. We won't be intentional in our response. Okay. Also, our physical and mental and emotional well-being gets affected in a bad way if there's too much stress, too much pressure that is beyond our resources. Okay. Some of the effects of chronic stress and chronic pressure is we don't think clearly. Okay. So our thinking process gets affected. Okay. We make mistakes. We get, I don't know if you've ever heard of the anger iceberg. We get reactive. Something small puts us totally off, okay? But also mentally, physically, emotionally, these are some of the effects of too much pressure, too much stress. And if you can relate to one or two of them, just put in the chat. I've got 3 out of the 8, or I've got 4 out of the 8. Muscle aches, tension, tummy aches, headaches, weight gain, trouble sleeping, heart diseases and strokes. We know too much stress, too much cortisol makes us sick. Anxiety, depression. Okay. Anybody with me? Who feels that? Who knows that they're feeling the effects of chronic pressure, chronic stress? Muscle tension. Thank you, Marlon. Trouble sleeping. 6 out of 8. Oh, Judy, that's a lot. Okay. Yes. Louise Silver says yes. Okay. So just recognize anxiety. Yeah. 4 out of 8. So Letso, thank you. Susan says anxiety. Chaos is anxiety. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I want you to realize these are some of the effects, okay, but I also want to go deeper into the emotional effects. What are the emotional? Yes, we've got here lebogang, weight gain, depression, muscle pains, 3 out of the 8, prompted swallow, trouble sleeping. Okay, and I think a lot of us experience some of these, especially when the demands, right? The demands is overwhelming. Okay, so I'm going to show you here. What are the signs of the emotional reactivity? Have a look at these ones. Emotional activity from chronic stress. Okay, again, your system is in fight or flight. The pressure is too much. You're overly stressed. Okay, these are some of the signs: overthinking, mood swings, quick temper, physical symptoms, impulsive behavior, withdrawal. Okay, so we get more reactive again. So we want to now move and shift into a response rather than reaction. Okay, who's got these emotional reactivities? Overthinking, withdrawal, impulse behavior. Yep, again. Okay, overthinking. Quick temper, right? So I just want to talk about the quick temper. I have a quick temper, believe it or not, even though I do this work. There's something called the iceberg. Yeah, it's called the anger iceberg. And normally the anger is built up from other emotions that sit at the bottom. Okay, the anger is just one side effect. It's depression, it's sadness, it's everything. And if you're in a stress response, the smallest thing is going to tip you off. Larisha says withdrawal, overthinking. Rossi Sang says withdrawal. Okay, anybody with mood swings? Okay, and then the physical symptoms, we've touched on a little bit of them. Okay, so the whole point, right, why we're here today is we want to get to a point where we are not reactive. Okay, so reacting is normally, it's an automatic thing. And if you are in a chronic state of stress, you're going to be very quick to snap. Okay, in the moment, you're not thinking. Okay, it's usually unconscious. It's impulsive, okay, and the external circumstances usually take hold of you, okay? Everything around you is just too much, okay? So we want to move from this reacting state to a responsive, a responding state. So it's very deliberate, it's very intentional, it's very thoughtful, it's guided by, in that moment, having to slow down, okay? It's conscious and it takes practice, guys. It takes practice. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. And today I just want to share some tools, some techniques and ways that I can guide you, that can support you in becoming less reactive and to respond rather than react. Okay, everybody still good? Everybody happy? Can I see hearts? You still with me? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, awesome. So here are some emotional regulation tools. Thank you for the hearts, guys. You're so sweet. Okay, so these are some of the tools that I use when I work with my clients. And love the first one, grounding. Okay, as a mindfulness practitioner, I really love helping myself and others to come back to the present moment. Okay, that email we're talking about that just puts you in a state of anxiety, or that difficult customer that you have to pick up the phone and every time you deal with them, you just go, ugh, I don't want to deal with them. They make me so nervous. Okay, you can use grounding, you can use mindfulness, bringing your attention to the present moment. Okay, these practices are the mindful breathing, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because we don't have time. I'm not going to go through that. But really those type of techniques help you in that present moment just to notice what is happening, and they ground you. So then you are more in control. You are not as reactive, okay? Then you're responsive. Number 2, reframing, okay? Normally when there's a situation that stresses you out, in your mind, it's a lot worse than actually it is, okay? So we work on a reframe, right? How do we change our emotional reaction to something? I want you to understand that states, emotions, they can be controlled, and you are in control of them, okay? Breathing, I love this one, okay? So inhaling through the nose, and we can just quickly do that all together. Take a deep breath in through the nose. See if you can fill up your chest and your belly. And then I want you to exhale, let it go. Sigh out the mouth. Just doing that puts you in a more relaxed state because you're increasing the oxygen in your body into your brain, the prefrontal cortex, okay, the reason and decision-making area. It needs oxygen. It needs oxygen, guys. Otherwise, you're going to be very stressed, okay? So breathing, slow, controlled breathing really helps you to get into a rest and digest rather than a fight or flight or a reactive state of being. Emotional labeling, that's another one, okay? Putting a name to your feeling. Okay, so when something stresses you out, say, I feel stressed, rather than saying, I am stressed. Does that make sense? Okay, I feel anxiety, rather than I'm anxious. So you label the feeling. Then this last one, values-based action. Everything that you do should be tied to a value. Okay. So whether for you, your values is love, joy, adventure, happiness, being a good human, okay, decide in that moment, do you want to react or do you want to respond, and let your values guide you in that response. Okay, everybody still good? Everybody with me? Am I getting hard? Are you guys loving this? Any of these that you love? Grounding, reframing, breathing, labeling. You can just put in the chat. Yeah, we've got some hearts. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so we are together. Love it. Love the last two. Thank you to Twalo. Breathing, labeling, Julie. Labeling is a goodie. Thank you, Marlon. Okay, awesome. So guys, quick tool. Okay. I'm going to give you this technique. Okay, again, you'll get the presentation, I'll get the recording, but this is called the STOP tool. And this is specific for making better decisions. Okay, so today is about responding rather than reacting. And this tool is to help you in that moment to make a better decision, to be more responsive than reactive. Okay, so you can take control of that moment, of your fight or flight, of your reactivity. Okay, it's a very simple framework. I'm going to take you through it very quickly. Okay, take pictures if you need to, but you will have the presentation. Okay, so when the pressure is too much, when there's deadlines, when there's stress, when things are overwhelming, okay, I want you to stop. Okay, something's happened, something has made you reactive. In that moment, I want you to pause. Okay, that's already, you're taking control of that impulsive reactivity. I want you to slow down. I want you to stop. Okay, and then take a pause. Okay, you can take that breath that we took together. You can take 2 breaths. You can put a timer on, breathe for a minute, but just stop and slow down. Okay, there's something called the 90-second rule. Again, very quickly because of time, but what the 90-second rule says, if you pause for 90 seconds, the reaction in your body, okay, after 90 seconds, that physiological fight or flight response, it disappears. It's just your brain keeping it alive. Okay, number 2, I want you to ask yourself, is this really urgent? Is this reaction, the situation, this deadline, the worry that I'm experiencing, is it real? Is it imagined? Am I overthinking things? What's the absolute worst that can happen in this situation? Okay, so you're assessing urgent, important, is it life-threatening? Just ask yourself that. Okay, and then in that moment, I want you to identify your options. Okay, so list like what is available to me at this point, right? Don't think of the perfect answer. How can you fix this problem or this deadline or this worry or whatever it is? You write down everything, okay? And in that moment, there's no wrong, there's no right. Just write all the options available to you with what you have available, all the data, all the resources you have available to you. And then the last one, the P, is proceed in alignment with your values. Does the decision or how you want to react align with what is important to you? Okay. And then how does it feel in your body? How does it feel in your body? And you'll know, okay, if I react in this way, shouting and screaming or hiding or whatever that reaction is, does it align to your values? And how does it feel to you in that moment? Okay. And it all starts with that pause. You have to pause. Oh, I love this. Paula says, question your thoughts, the art of being mindful. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much. Okay. Do you guys enjoying this? You guys going to use this STOP framework? Does it make sense? I've got a thumbs up. Okay. So we slow down. We ask ourselves, is it urgent? Is it the worst case scenario? Okay. We identify what other options or other ways we can react, or how can we fix this, and not even fix, just write all the options, the best solution that you can for that moment, for that problem, for that situation, for that difficult client, for that presentation. Okay. And then make sure that it is aligned, P, with your values. And then also, how does it feel in your body? You'll know if something feels right or wrong. Printing it for my wall. It is actually helping me right now. Sarusha, thanks. I love it. I love it. How are we looking for time? Okay, we got 10 minutes. All right. So the key takeaways, we're doing good for time, I must say. Okay. So in that moment, okay, when you want to react, you need to take a pause. You need to be aware of your reactivity and you need to respond with intention. Okay. Using the tools make you more in control. Okay. It'll help you practice how to respond rather than react. Okay. And the idea, the tools take practice and it takes time for you to master them. It's not automatic. Okay, so how can I help you? Okay, is that you've got 30 minutes with me at any point. It's available on the shop where I can take you through the tools, on the shop, I've got some beautiful resources that you can download for a very, very good price. I'm not going to share that, but it's really the price of a cup of coffee, less than the price of a coffee. I've got a couple of tools that you can purchase on the SPH, the Small Business Help Desk shop. Okay. And then other ways I also assist my customers. I love what I do. Okay. Is I can do one-on-one leadership coaching with you. I do corporate wellness agility programs. So that's workshops. If your team is burnt out, if you're burnt out, if you're tired, if you're exhausted, if you're hurtful, I offer that platform where we can talk about it, we can unpack it. I give you a bit of science, I give you more tools and techniques in order to be able to be more responsive rather than reactive. Okay. NLP, didn't even mention it. I love NLP. Really, it's about being in control of your mindset, your behaviors, your beliefs in order to get the best outcome, especially if you are very stressed, if you are very emotionally reactive. Okay, I really believe if you are in charge of your emotions, you basically can achieve anything. I like the word hurtful. Paul, I love it. Okay, so guys, thank you so far for being here. We're good on time. I want to maybe open the floor for quick questions, if that's okay. There you can fill in a form, you book 30 minutes with me, we'll have a chat, have a conversation. There's also my cell phone number, and you can click on that URL. And oh, look at the comments. Tam does an amazing job with individual sessions. Oh, thank you so much, Julie Wirtz. Appreciate that. Okay, and there's resources there. And that 30 minutes we can use also to talk about the resources in more detail.